This is Paul. I'm just looking at some of these, enjoying the goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, or accommodations of any inn, hotel, motel, or other establishment which provides lodging to transient guests. Yes. Or any restaurant, cafeteria, lunchroom, lunch counter, soda fountain, or other facility which serves the public and which is principally engaged in selling food or beverages for consumption on the premises. Or of any gasoline station, or of any motion picture house, theater, concert hall, sports arena, stadium, or any other places of exhibition or entertainment. Now, just considering myself the public, yes. Every time you issued a protection order where it said mental health evaluation and treatment if recommended, yes, you violated my right to use the judicial system without having to motion the court to modify the protection order. Now, I'm wanting to enjoy my life, and I mentioned certain civil rights violations. But you don't seem to understand exactly what I'm saying. Well, today I'm going to sue you for obstructing my use of the judicial system without having to motion the court to review the mental health evaluation and treatment if recommended. See, when my wife ran into the court on July 8th of 2011 after abducting my sons, yes, she said her husband's crazy. Oh, he committed domestic violence and child abuse. Well, I went through the diversion on Guam, and I did 7 hours of parenting classes, and my record was expunged in 2012. But you decided to issue 3 no-contact orders at the same time. So as to teach me the lesson that I couldn't go off my rocker and try to find my wife and kids. Pooch! Now, there's a big problem with this because I was found not guilty. Yes. And you've arrested me multiple times for crimes I haven't committed. And then every time you arrested me, you wouldn't admit the evidence that I wasn't in Squim. I wasn't in Brennan. Oh. Now, you would have thought, for any individual that emailed law enforcement as many times as I did, you would have understood that the use of the judicial system is a protected, federally protected activity, where I don't have to motion a court with a mental health evaluation when you never arrested me for domestic violence. Now, my record was expunged in 2012, and I told you about this whole thing of issuing court orders and the use of fraud, and you thought, well, we have to protect our species known as the dog. Poach! Now, I'm warning you today. Yes, he is. Now, there's some other enjoyment of goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, and accommodations. I told you that I'd like to have a hotel room. Yes, I like to sleep in a bed. I'd like to bathe in a bathtub. And then I pointed out that whole fraud of a picture of my sister Susan Bowers, and then the sending of court notices to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. And you thought, no, we don't have to enforce the laws. We can continue to violate the laws of the United States. Well, I'm being obstructed from getting a hotel room because you refuse to recognize myself as being victimized by a court system that does not protect the rights of citizens. Now, when you look at the number of times that I've emailed victims' compensation, I thought for sure that every state that has any knowledge of this fraud owes me. Now, why don't you remove your fraud today so that I can get my victims' resources, I can get my victims' compensation, I can get my victims' restitution, then I can go suing every other office in this great nation because I gotta talk to you.